Yeah. Hold it now. Y'all alright?
Animation is one of the mankind's best creation. Right below garlic bread, it has been around for decades and we somehow still manage to find new, original things to animate and convey certain emotions. Like just by getting this little guy, putting him in a pose, then animating that pose, I can convey thousands of emotions from sadness to happiness. But how does all of this connect to Team Fortress 2 in any way?
Whoa. Oh my, I'm alive? No way, I'm alive. I'm finally alive!
Well, TF2 animations, baby! Yeah, we all know them, we all love them. Hell, you're watching a TF2 animation right now. But they didn't always look so well animated without the realistic movement and all the minor details. I mean, at the start, you could even make such detailed stuff. Like, we didn't even have the main program most people used to animate. So, with that in mind, I thought it would make for a good video to go back and see how we got here in the first place. So, I'll say the best way to start this is right on launch day. So, TF2 gets released in October 10, 2007. It gains a lot of traction because it's a good game made by Valve and people love it. Hey! Are you already bored? Your attention span is cooked, bro. Here, have a video of heavy servers playing while I talk about this shit. It should keep you entertained for at least a minute. Anyway, at first, people weren't rushing to make fan art of these fellas. And that is mostly because we didn't really know much about them. We didn't know their personalities or who they really are. But that all changed when the first video of a 10-episode series was published. And to be honest, without them, TF2 will not be where it is today. Of course, I am talking about the myth, the Team series. Oh, I gotta tell you, these were perfect. Perfect. Everything down to the last minute details. Just perfect. They are basically what started the TF2 animation community. That's because each episode gave us an in-depth look at each mercenary's personality, and that made everyone in the community so interested in these characters. Great! Now people do want to animate these goons, but we still were missing an important part. We didn't really have an animation program for TF2 in 2009. So what were people using? Well, obviously they were using Gary's mod or Gmod or that one sandbox source game, whatever you want to call it. At TF2's launch day, and then for a much while, people weren't able to make traditional animation Gmod, so they were making machinima. These are a whole different meal that deserve their own video, but to boil everything down, you put the camera somewhere, you take a ragdoll, you move it around, and boom, you got a machinima. Sometimes you act out what you want the characters to do by playing as them using their player models. Countless masterpieces have been made using this technique, but we are strictly only talking about TF2 machinimas here. And surprise surprise, TF2 Gmod machinimas are a fucking hit. Left and right you'll see one being uploaded on the internet each day, with most of them getting thousands of views. As much as I consider the 2007 to 2011 era to be the most important one for the TF2 animation community, because this is where everything started, not many important community-made animations were made. I mean, to me, every single one was important because they made everyone see the potential TF2 animations had. But everything will change soon, because now we are moving to 2012. Man, 2012, what a year. We got so many amazing things ranging from movies to games, and it couldn't get any better for the TF2 community. That's because Valve blessed us with Source Filmmaker, an animation program that runs in the Source engine. So basically the lighting, the shaking, the models, the glitches are all the same as they are in-game. Okay. Jokes about how glitchy and fucked SFM is aside, it's actually pretty good. It's very simplistic, has a minimal and easy to understand HUD, you can get all of the TF2 assets you need, perfect for beginners who want to get into animation by animating TF2 stuff, but that also falls into the problem that being so simple makes it lack a lot of features that other animation programs have that make your job easier. Yeah, I ain't sure how people can use this software and not hate themselves. But hey, I'm also using it right now to make this bit, to make the video look like high quality, so I think I know the answer. They do. So anyways, this was the first instance where you can make actual TF2 animation, so of course, people wouldn't pass on that. Oh no, they wouldn't. So far, this seems to be the SFM year, where, only SFM should happen. But no, because the ultimate GOAT, Wind, uploaded a new add-on for Gmod called Stop Motion Helper. This basically allows animation to be done in Gary's mod by letting you save poses you made with ragdolls as keyframes on a timeline that you can choose its FPS and length. And with some multiple keyframes and a hold of a button, you can play the animation that you just created in this sandbox game. Yeah, crazy shit, I know. Even though it is called Stop Motion Helper, Stop Motion Style is not the one you actually want to do, because the add-on will automatically interpolate any motion you make. And to my knowledge, there is no way to make the add-on not interpolate. So to make something in Stop Motion Style will actually be a very, very, very tedious task. And people didn't pass on this either, and why would they? This is so fucking awesome. For the first time, we were able to make something more advanced than this. Stop Motion Helper literally created a new style of Gmod animations that feel completely different from like the SFM stuff or the old Gmod's machinima style. And this new style actually splits in different kinds. You got the silly and goofy kind, and then you got the pretty fucking serious and cool kind. Yeah, this shit is crazy. This add-on is basically the most important thing that happened to this community. So, we are finally finished with the technical stuff. And now, we are talking about the animations that were made in this time period, from 2012 to 2018. And without this new and cool stuff, you will think we will also get some pretty cool animations too. Well, you will be right, because in 2012, we also got what is probably the most important TF2 animation for both the TF2 history and the community's growth. You already know I am talking about Team Fabulous 2, a Gmod machinima style animation made by Kito706, which they were a huge inspiration for many people. And they are one of, if not the one, to create this type of humor we see in a lot of TF2 animations, even to this day. This animation is more like a time capsule that encapsulates how the internet and the TF2 community was at the time, the humor and all that shit. It's actually perfection, and it deserves all the fame it got. Like, it got into the book of the Guinness World Records 2017 Gamers Edition. And it also got the community to gather around and make an animation collab in 2020 for TF2 Connect to reanimate Infamous 2. The animation wasn't just to honor GTA 706, but it was also to raise money and spread awareness for leukemia research, which is a form of blood cancer that took GTA 706 life.
You were good, son, real good. Maybe even the best.
Now, when I saw that people were getting really interested in making TF2 animations, they decided to create what's probably the best thing the community has got officially. And of course, that thing is the Sexy Awards, an annual event where people compete into making the best animation for a specific category, and then one of the winning animations is picked to be the best one overall. The winners will get the TF2 melee weapon called the Sexy, that can be used by every class and tells people the gold when they get killed with it. This is a very rare item, with only 26 currently in the world, and it's also no longer obtainable since Valve has not hosted a Sexy Award since 2017. That is also when they stopped updating the game, so I think we know why they also stopped doing them. Yeah. The first Sexy Award was held on November 16, 2012, with the winner of the Best Overall category being The Story of a Century, that shows a story about the century. Yeah, this started out as being some pretty simple stuff, but with each year, stuff just gets crazier. The Sexy Awards were made to encourage people to make creative stuff about TF2, which just made the community grow and keeps it alive for years to come. Also, I think it was also made to promote SFM, as one of the rules is that you can only use source filmmaker. Now granted, the Sexy Awards were actually started in 2011, where people needed to make machinimas using the replay system that TF2 has. But I think there was just Valve testing the idea, see if people like it or even participate in it. Because back in 2011, there were 20 categories. Then in 2011, it was reduced to only 5. As all good things have an end, the Sexy Awards have been left to gather dust with not having a new one since 2017, with the last winner of the Best Overall category being Shame that we probably won't have another Sexy Award. But I guess that makes the last winner kinda special in a way. More special than the other winners at least. So I think I've talked about the most important things that happened between 2012 and 2018. But that doesn't mean nothing else was going on. There was still some other less important stuff that happened. And also this section is getting a bit too long, so let's just get to it. First off, Exploration Day. This is a short, official TF2 movie, which is supposed to serve as a pilot for what it was supposed to be a full Adult Swim TF2 show. But because Valve is Valve, they couldn't go through with this idea. But Exploration Day shows what it was supposed to be like, which is a comedy action show. Forges Films is a TF2 animation channel created on August 24, 2014. It was created by a small animation studio that focuses on making action-focused TF2 films, with the first upload being on August 8, 2018, titled Spy Disguise. These guys basically showed that there is a part of the community that are interested in more serious stuff. Not to say people didn't make serious stuff before, because they were, but in all of them there was still some kind of humor in them. But in Fortress Films' case, these guys are all about seriousness. Not going to talk too much about them, because they will be more important later. 2012 to 2016 are the years that have given us some of the most important animators in this community. People like The Winglet, Crash Mo, Intelligent Ninja, Costamonian, VTube, Fairhood, SD Black SD, Wrath, and many others. All of these people made some important stuff with the TF2 community and its creative side, by making some crazy stuff to show people how complex of animations you can make with just SFM and Gmod. And that we can also have better humor than just screaming putties 100 times hoping that someone will laugh. Please, shut the fuck up! Stuff like Heavy buys a new video game to Overwatch vs TF2, TF2 review, Man vs Machine, and Texas Space Program. All of these just show how much we can push the limitations that Valve put on us by making such a limited program. All of this stuff just shows that 2012 to 2016 might have been the best years for TF2 and its history. Okay, we'll start, but do y'all know Five Nights at Freddy's? I am going somewhere with this, trust me. So, in 2014, the first FNAF game released, and I guess by how the game was designed and how creepy the animatronics looked, people wanted to animate them. Now, since the first game was a click team game, we didn't have access to the models and the map, so we mostly resorted to 2D stuff. But one individual by the name I6NIS, I don't know how to pronounce this, anyway, they took it upon themselves to make the first ever fan models of the original characters, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy. I don't think they themselves ported these models to Gmod, but someone did, and then they also ported it to SFM. We also got the first ever map of the FNAF 1 location, and by this point we were almost able to make animations, but we were still missing a night guard model. But hold on, we are using SFM, and SFM is owned by Valve. Valve made TF2 and Half-Life, SFM has these games assets, and TF2 has human models.
Yeah, this is big brain time.
Yeah, so this is how the correlation between FNAF and TF2 started. And for a lot of time, this is how people made FNAF animations, using the TF2 mercenary models as night guards. This incident got us some pretty funny videos like FNAF vs TF2 by Wolf Alberto and Night of the Pizza Bear by Crocodile.
Connection terminated.
And the last person I want to talk about in this section is Funk, or Funky, a now retired TF2 commentary YouTuber who uses animation to enhance the quality of his videos. He's basically the dude who made everyone realize that they can use animation for more than just what they've been using it before he created the channel. He has become a big inspiration for many other TF2bers and also an inspiration for me. He might have been a bit too much of an inspiration in some of my other uploads that are now unlisted, but they're unlisted for a reason. Yeah, anyways, I just want to end this section as fast as possible now, so let's just go to the next section. So, we are approaching the present day, and to be honest, not much is happening right now. People just make animations and that's about it. Oh, well, there is this one thing. It's not that popular, you might have not heard about it, but I think it's pretty cool. It's called MSS Blue.
Hi, I'm hisanimations. Has this ever happened to you? Ha! Of course it has! And boy, do I have the solution for you. Introducing the TF2 Trifecta, an amazing add-on that will make TF2 animations in Blender a breeze. No need to port anything because I already ported everything for you. With only a few clicks away, you can make something that looks like this. Wow, that's just, it's incredible. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to unlock pure awesomeness!
Okay, I guess I should explain what the funny car insurance guy was talking about. The TF2 Trifecta is an add-on for Blender that lets you use TF2 models inside of it. Blender is a free 3D program that competes with stuff like Maya, so you know it's good. And like the marks, props, weapons, maps, not particles, unfortunately. But aside them, you basically got everything. Now, why do you want to use Blender instead of SFM? Well, because generally speaking, Blender is just better. It gets regular updates, has a ton of features, and you can do way more than just animate. And while you don't get the source engine particles, you can recreate them easily with geometry nodes. One YouTube tutorial and you're settled. That's why you might need 2 tutorials, or 3 or 4, I don't really know. But others have already recreated some, and have posted them in the TF2 Blender Discord server. So if you're gonna use Blender, make sure to join the server so that you can also ask for help if you encounter any problems. Anyway, where was I? Oh right, MSS Blue. It's a TF2 horror movie created by Fortress Films. Told you these guys would be more important later. TF2 animations and horror have never really go well together. You got your typical Gmod ARGs, but that's about it. You never really see anyone try their hand at making a TF2 horror animation. And that is understandable, because how can you make something horror when the characters you are going to use are associated with this? But Fortress Films have showed us that if you try hard enough, you can make something pretty scary with TF2. This film features stunning visuals, amazing voice acting, and a complicated, scary, and sad story that will make even the manliest men cry their eyes out. Okay, this film isn't perfect, obviously, but it has become an important part of the TF2's history because it is the first time anyone has tried to do something like this, and not just the horror aspect. This is the first TF2 feature-length film, and as I'm writing this, Fortress Films have announced their next up-and-coming release called Murder Inc. I'm just going to speculate and say that this will somehow be a continuation of MSS Blue, but since the teaser features a scout, and as we all know what happened to the Blue Scout, this speculation might be unlikely to be true. But hey, that's just a theory. A TF2 theory! So, aside TF2 in Blender and Fortress Films, what else has been going on? Well, Me the Soldier was reanimated for TF2 Connect, where people worked in 3 different styles: 2D, 3D, and IRL. We got more important pieces for the TF2 community and its history, like Heavy is Dead, Demo Mesa, Requiem for Pizza Part 2, Heavy the Millennial, and many others. We have also got a new wave of TF2 animators that have very distinct, personalized, and amazing styles to fill in the boots that the old ones have left empty. Sure, a TF2ber who has done a lot of amazing things for the community, and one of those things is that he got the TF2 voice actors to come back to TF2 for a bit, which they have done a couple of things in this time span. You know, things like act out the media team videos, voice act some of the comic panels, which got the community to animate them, and generally show some appreciation to the community, just like how we show some appreciation to them. What a loving community we are. We also managed to make a community-made Sexy Awards in 2021, with the winners receiving a real-life sexy item, plus some Sexy Awards medals. The winner of this one is Sino0, with his entry being named Just Jumpscare Video. Alright, Sino. This dude has basically become a legend in the TF2 scene, and most of that is because he made something called ToastyJakey and ToastyJakey Extreme. These 2 videos that this motherfucker made are probably some of the most creative, most stylized, complex shit I've ever seen coming out of the TF2 community. Like, in what other animation prior to ToastyJakey have you seen a dude getting the fucking black bars and using them as weapons? Like, dude, this shit is so fucking cool. Now, yes, Sino has made other stuff before, mostly as popular as ToastyJakey, but this is what he will be known for. I wonder how it feels like that most people will remember you for that one animation you made about 2 fat Russian dudes that probably have some sort of brain damage, snuck in a military base looking for anime stuff. Yeah. And I think this is it. Yeah, probably when this video is out, some new stuff will come out. But as I'm writing this script, this is it. Yeah, maybe I miss some stuff or oversimplify other stuff, but these things were mostly made to keep the pacing of the video staying consistent. But at its core, this is the evolution of TF2 animations. In case I've missed some animations or didn't bring enough attention to some, I decided to prepare 2 playlists with all the animations I've listed in this video, plus some extra ones that I didn't cover. Hopefully, I didn't actually miss any.